touch a little bit back on what I was just saying. Like, you know, in a relationship, when things are going good or great, should we prepare for the downtime? You know, like one example I gave for me, I used to be done put it down, or we done had a good little date or something. You feel me? Then go to the bathroom, and the phone is gone, or the phone is not in the position I left it. It might be put back in the area. But you know, we know when we put our shit at. You know what I mean? And you gotta cycle your thoughts. Hey, what did I delete? What did I delete? You know what I'm saying? Or what's gonna be taken what way? You know what I'm saying? So that being said, it's like just like a business. Shouldn't in our relationship, shouldn't we prepare for these downtimes?
Yeah, you should prepare for the downtime. The top preservation for downtime is to live by the 5 principled rules. The 5 principled rule would be that proper preparation prevents poor performance. So the first way of doing that is to not be on no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Then you ain't gotta prepare that much. You know what I'm saying? It's not really nothing to prepare for. The motherfucker wanna pick up your phone and shit like that due to their insecurities. Don't give them nothing to find. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing is true, you know, 2 things are certain is this. You know what I'm saying? You dig for gold, you're gonna come up with some dirt. But most of the time, you ain't gonna come up with shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
True that.
you know, don't even, you know, have nothing to put in the phone.
How do you think living in this system, as well as past events, for example, slavery or one's history, affect our relationships?
Say what?
How do you think living in this system, the economic system, where it's like basically just to be on some up and up shit, America set up Caucasian male, black female, white female, then, nah, hold on, not then, because we got new groups in here. We got the Asians and the Spanish. Hold on.
What's the direct question?
I'm contexting this shit. The question is, how do you think living in this system, as well as past events, affect our relationships?
Okay. How does living in this system and past relationships affect relationships now?
Affect our relationships, period.
Well, people that haven't discovered their nationality, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to talk to them, you know what I'm saying? If you ask me, when it comes to real shit, other than, you know, slave labels, you know what I'm saying, that people erroneously attach to themselves, you know what I'm saying, almost like as a personal negative connotation because words are spells, and they don't realize that. So it's like ignorance is bliss to a certain extent, but if you always talking about that African shit, well, the African proverb is this, and when I say shit, I'm talking about S-H-Y-T, not S-H-I-T, but anyway, the African proverb is ignorance is evil. So, you know, it's like, you gotta know what time it is. But anyways, that's just one aspect. Or just, you know what I'm saying, like the so-called Willie Lynch syndrome, where it's like the mamas keep the sons mentally weak and physically strong or whatever. Now the mom ain't even keeping them physically strong. It's like her overprotectiveness is turning these little boys gay. You know what I'm saying? Or real effeminate, you know what I'm saying, so they can survive in the working world. And if you go to, you know, your nearest counter, whatever retail it is, whether it's food, you know what I'm saying, restaurants, whatever, you're going to see a soft-ass brother, so-called brother, you know what I'm saying, at the counter, you know what I'm saying, talking about, hey, can I take your order? Shit like that, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, so the dynamics of relationships nowadays is can be twisted, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might run into an individual that whole life is based off of what they've seen off on reality TV. You know what I'm saying? They might think that, you know, cussing out their friend or whatever, you know, fighting as grown-ass people, you know what I'm saying, is just acceptable, you know what I'm saying, in any setting. You know what I'm saying? And you might have to be the embarrassed counterpart on the receiving end of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that. Is a man measured by his woman, or is that not our culture?
Is that our culture? I mean,
or is it not our culture? Like, is that somebody else shit?
Traditionally, that's our culture. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to be. But since ebony people have picked up, you know, um, the attributes of this patriarchal system. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as a whole, like the man is like disrespecting the woman, and the woman is disrespecting herself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a dichotomy, and it's making everybody, go separate ways. Like, the ebony male, the melanated man is going towards the European, or the so-called Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? Or any other so-called racial group across the planet, and then the Asiatic woman, or the so-called black woman, you know what I'm saying, is now the main target for European males, and that's just due to their them being on the receiving end of genetic annihilation that the great Dr. Francis Cress Wilson used to speak about all the time. You know what I'm saying? They got like less than 60 years on the planet or some shit like that. But yeah, so it's like that is traditionally part of our culture, but again, since we picked up the Europeans' ways, of disrespecting their women because they hate women, that's where homosexuality comes from, the European. That's not natural in any indigenous culture. It's not natural in our culture. But that shit comes from any Europeanized indigenous culture, where they were forced into, like having a homosexuality shit only, like that's comes from European and shit. So it's like once we picked up their hate for women, we started hating our women, and now in today's world, our women hate themselves to the point where they want everything fake: lashes, ass, titties, hair, face, stomach, whatever, feet, like everything is fake. This shit is crazy. Fucking robots, and every dude wanna follow the same aesthetic, like it's crazy, really what's going on. All these clones walking around, like no one wants to be an individual anymore. Like no one even knows what the fuck that means, but everyone's independent. Like it's crazy. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't get it. But nah, we're at a detriment because we don't follow our own, indigenous traditions.
Right.
And only the ones that do follow their traditions, have a tighter bond. You know what I'm saying? Than the ones who don't.
Exactly. Alright, bruh. What chakra do you think most people are in? And does the placement of this chakra determine what type of relationships we have?
Yes. Most people are stuck in the root chakra. You know what I'm saying? Most people are stuck in, controlled by, and deterred with the root chakra at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? This present point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like in this age of Aquarius, we're on the cusp of the age of Aquarius and shit. You know what I'm saying? And people are like stuck in this root chakra prison. You know what I'm saying? Not able to elevate. You know what I'm saying? Like their kundalini is trapped. It won't rise. You know what I'm saying? Through the chakra and elevate and open up. You know what I'm saying? Because people are stuck in the root chakra. You know what I'm saying? And it's perpetual and it's on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like the powers that be, subliminally attack the root chakra of everybody out here, so to keep them trapped in that shit. And that's why people's relationships are in detriment, because people are oversexed. You know what I'm saying? Like when the root chakra is overactive, people are oversexed. And when I say oversexed, that means like everything, like every advertisement is a, you know what I'm saying, bombardment of sex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like in certain societies, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not good. You know what I'm saying? To constantly, that's the only thing that's in your face at all times. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a perversion. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not in a classy way. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's degrading. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent. Like now, it's a thing as sexual repression. You know what I'm saying? But this is not one of them. This is not what I'm speaking on. Like, I don't know, man. What's the question again? let me rephrase that shit.
What chakras are most people in?
It's like, you know, okay, being oversexed. Like, you can be undersexed, you can be oversexed, you know what I'm saying? Or you can just have balance, you know what I'm saying? And most people, the root chakra is like in high drive, you know what I'm saying? And that's the only chakra that's working. So it's a supreme, you know, fight or flight, you know what I'm saying? Reactionary, not proactive, you know what I'm saying? Because you're always, you know what I'm saying, being pulled because of your sexual urges. You're not, you know, using your head, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's oversexed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean by that. And until people balance that, you know, and have the ability to overlook all of the bombardment of sexual advertisements, you know what I'm saying, all over society, then they'll be able to control their lower half a whole lot easier in committed relationships. Because if you got, you know, all this sexual bombardment, you know what I'm saying, you're thinking about fucking everything moving, but you got this girl that you love, you know what I'm saying, like it's just gonna be that much harder. Not saying that, you know, you're supposed to let temptation take you down, but it's just like, it's just crazy, you know what I'm saying, like, it's almost, it's real fucked up for people that aren't even aware of what the fucking chakra is. You know what I'm saying? They don't know anything about the root chakra being in overdrive. So they don't know anything about balancing their chakra. So they never even come to that realization. You know what I'm saying? And then you might come across these people, you know what I'm saying, to fall in love with them, and they're unwilling to, you know, to open up to that part because they never had any of that tutelage and they're scared of it. And now it sounds like witchcraft or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Almost not wanting to concede because they feel like if I give in to what you saying is going on, then I gotta submit to everything you saying. Like, it's almost like we've been taught to fight each other. Like, in the different mentalities we've been given as a man or as a woman, clash. Like, as much as we want to get along because we chose to be with each other, these mentalities is where we clash. You know what I mean? It ain't really who we really are, because we wind up coming back a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Even though we clash, but those mentalities sometimes supersede who we are in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like what you was telling me with Hannibal. You know, Hannibal fought the Romans and kicked their ass, but he couldn't get rid of the mentality. You see what I'm saying?
He fought the Romans and kicked their ass, and then they came back and killed his ass.
Right, because he couldn't get rid of that mentality. The mentality was stronger than that physical ass whooping he was giving their ass.
Yeah, well, shit, it was just a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? When they came about them caves, you know what I'm saying, they was angry.
But just think though, if I beat your ass right now, your child still got a choice whether or not to carry on the same mentality his daddy did, which fought to the death, because he ain't here no more, or, you know what I'm saying, change his ways. I don't want nothing to do with that. You feel me? Hey, I'm glad you let me live. But it's that mentality, like, women are taught that fantasy of a night somebody gonna come save your motherfucking ass. But at the same time, they was tricked into this independent thought. Not an independent way of living, but a thought. So it's almost like that freedom conversation. As long as you fighting for freedom, you never truly free. Or you'll never fucking be free, because you always going to be finding a reason to fight for it. See what I'm saying? So when you think about that shit, it's like, okay, are we really setting ourselves up for the kill? Because the woman is taught oh, okay, he gonna come save me. The man is told, don't save her in so many words. You see what I'm saying? Like,
in today's world.
Right. And so, for example, here's how that conversation will play out. She'll be like, damn, why you didn't think to just, pay for the gas? And you down in your last $5. We gotta put $10 in the tank. You know we gonna need this other $5 for me to get to work Monday. So you holding out for that $5 Monday. 10 right now is because we want to go see your friends. You feel me? And I choose to go with you because you asked me to. And the kids coming, so rather than leave that whole burden, you feel me? I'm coming with you. But after she give you the $10 to go pay for the gas, you get back in the car, she says, why you just didn't, offer to pay for the gas? Now, the dichotomy is, she's been taught, you gonna offer. You've been taught to conserve in order to protect the long run of your family. You see what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, y'all liable to argue about that shit, because he gonna feel disrespected, like, you think I really don't care? Because you even questioning me about that, like I'm holding out. You see what I'm saying? And she's already mad because she haven't asked you. You feel me? She feel like you holding out. That's why she asking you. But it's two different mentalities. It's not necessarily what's going on. It's not necessarily reality. And it's petty because if one or the other die, we start driving down the street after this argument or in the midst of this argument, and one of us die, the other one who's still alive is going to feel like no matter what the fuck the argument was about, it wasn't worth it. You feel me? Yeah. And it all started from childhood. Something you seen, something you imagine. Because for some of us, like you said, we ain't really had that example. So we had to imagine possibilities of what it was like. And then the people that we did have around that had a relationship might not have been all that good, or I wasn't that privileged to see the details of your relationship because I want your child type of shit. You feel me? So I don't know. But from what I seen, it was pretty straight. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't too deterrent. But for me, bruh, this is the intricate side when we started talking insurance stories. For me, I was always told, don't get into a marriage. You feel me? My first 2 relationships that I consider serious with my children, because that's when it gets serious to me, when children become involved. And not to say it ain't emotionally serious, but shit that you never thought to do, you will have to rise to the occasion or be considered a deadbeat. It just ain't nowhere around that shit. You know what I'm saying? Even if you didn't know, motherfucker gonna let you know the harsh way, and you better catch up ASAP. You feel me? Because that child is suffering regardless of what you didn't know. So when you think about that shit, I was taught not to get married. And these was from married people. But after being engaged twice, because first time, it was my first child. And the way we was raised, you got a family, you do that shit right. You know what I mean? She was worthy enough to have your baby, she worthy enough to carry your name too. Your child should never have to ask why your name different than mine, mama. So, of course, I tried to fight that shit, you know what I'm saying? But eventually wound up getting engaged to the young lady. It didn't work out. I'm not going to go in. That's, you know what I mean? Second situation. Got engaged. Lady went to my mama. We going through counseling. She basically begged me, like, why don't you see me that I love you more than these other women who hurt you before? So why you want to let me love you? From there on, I proposed to her. Shit. 2 weeks before time to get married, she leaves. You feel me? A week after my cousin died. You know what I'm saying? And this little Terrell daddy. So it's just like, you know what I mean? These connections is crazy. But long story short, I spent a lot of time staring up at the stars, bro. Like, I would get off work, sit on my balcony, sit in my high place. You feel me? Blow for self-reflection. These is all things I'm not even doing intentionally, but just to show how in tune we are. When we say we black, or when we identify with something, recognize there's a connection in astrology or in the cosmos. You feel me? So whatever you identify as, there's a connection to that. So I'm connecting with that shit. I'm smoking, you feel me? I'm sitting there looking at the stars, thinking about the dreams I had of the woman that was gonna be mine. Like, I used to have dreams, like literally have fucking dreams about the woman that was gonna be mine. And I ain't saying this shit to be spooky. You know what I'm saying? You into the spiritual side, so you in the metaphysicals. So from top to bottom, this shit real. bruh, the same woman I used to see in my dreams, bruh, probably like maybe a month later she called me. And today that's my wife. You know what I'm saying? But even with us being married, like you said, it's one of those connections. Also, it can be, like you saying, sometimes a connection can be when you lay with somebody or you have sex with somebody. You know what I mean? From then on, that's what it is. Ain't nobody else coming in between that shit. And that's what it was for us. So shit, from the first time somebody mentioned, is that your wife? That's been my wife. You feel me? Of course, we went on later on and did the other shit. You feel me? The proper way we learned from our brothers. But that's just how it flows. You know what I mean? So everything you said, I definitely self-reflect. You know what I mean? And that's why I wanted to have this conversation so other brothers can see, like, when you see a brother that look like you, a brother that look like me, it's not that far-fetched that he's thinking what you thinking. And if you're not thinking these things, it's something you might want to think about. Because these are our experiences. It's not, you know, some shit that somebody told us. This what the fuck we know. You know what I mean? And with that being said, bruh, can't wait to do part 2. You know what I mean? That's when I'm going to really just let you do you. As far as asking the relationship questions. Peace.